Arya Lege's romantic series. What happens when you write the lives of the romantics, not as biography, not as footnote, but as poetry? In Arya Lege's romantic series, 14 volumes strong, the romantics rise again. Storm-tossed, heartbroken, scandalous, luminous. This is no dry retelling, it's resurrection in verse. Each book is dedicated to a single figure of the age, sometimes the famous, Coleridge, Shelley, Keats, Byron, and sometimes the forgotten, Mary Darby Robinson, or lesser-known poets who shaped the romantic world. What unites them is Lege's voice, lush, archaic, and cantatory. She uses the cadence of the 18th and 19th centuries themselves, as if the poets were whispering directly into our ears. Reading these books feels like holding a seance with history. I will talk about 4 of the books in the series here, just to give you a flavor. Volume 2, Commemorating Life, Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Coleridge comes to us in dreams and storms. We see him through his friendship and fracture with Wordsworth, through his failed utopian scheme of panacocracy, through his lifelong battle with addiction. In Night Storms and Hellenic Rhapsody, we feel the fever of opium, the ache of faith, the brilliance of vision, always overshadowed by despair. This is Coleridge not as a marble bust, but as a man caught between philosophy and ruin. Volume 4, Escape from the Nether Pit, Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley is often remembered as the woman who wrote Frankenstein, but this volume insists she was so much more. We walk with her through grief, holding dead infants in her arms, losing Percy to the sea, and still finding the will to write. In Roman Dirge and Dysentery in Venice, we feel her heartbreak. In Creature Creation and In the Cradle, she speaks to her monster, that shadow of herself and her age. This Mary Shelley is no Gothic stereotype. She is a woman of intellect, rage, resilience, and vision. Volume 6, Endymion Unchained, John Keats. Keats burns with beauty, but always against the shadow of mortality. His father's sudden death, Night Road. His brother Tom's decline, Standing Pool. His love for Fanny Brawne, Swoon. His immortal vision in the Bells of St. Agnes. This is Keats as a young man aware that time is against him, coughing blood into a handkerchief while writing lines that will outlast empires. Lege's diction, rich, archaic, myth-drenched, matches Keats's own hunger for the eternal. Volume 7, Byron Bound, Lord Byron. Mad, bad, and dangerous to know, but also brilliant, wounded, and uncontainable. In this volume, we see Byron's tempestuous loves, his affair with Lady Caroline Lamb, feckless switch, his disastrous marriage to Annabella, Arrivederci, his devotion to his dog Boatswain, for Boatswain, his grief for Allegra and longing for Ada, Ada Blue. We see the exile, the flamboyant scandal, and finally, Byron's last chapter in Greece, where he dies not as a poet, but as a freedom fighter. The poems mirror Byron himself, flamboyant, seductive, unflinching. Volume 12, Percy's Girl, Mary Darby Robinson. She was known as Perdita, the Prince of Wales's mistress, the courtesan mocked in satirical prints. But Arya Lege's volume restores Robinson as more, a feminist, a political radical, a poet of genius. We see her coerced marriage at 15, sanctified ultimatum, her humiliations in Fleet Prison, the Fleet Inn, her cross-dressing triumphs on the stage, Jacobina, her scandalous but empowering affair with the prince, Florizel Perdita, and her transformation into a writer of novels, plays, essays, and a letter to the women of England. She emerges here as a woman who refused silence, even when crippled by illness, even when abandoned by lovers, even when the world reduced her to scandal. Robinson becomes not the fallen woman, but the phoenix. Arya Lege's style is unmistakable. Dense, archaic, full of dust and air. For some readers, it may feel challenging, but that challenge is the point. It slows us down. It makes us inhabit the music of the Romantic Age, not as spectators, but as participants. The poems are half history, half spell. Footnoted, researched, yet also incantatory, as if the dead are speaking through them. The Romantic series is more than biography, more than homage. It's a resurrection of voices too often flattened into myth. Coleridge the addict, Shelley the widow, Keats the doomed youth, Byron the scandal, Robinson the courtesan. Lege insists on their fullness, genius and flaw, passion and ruin. These volumes are a memorial, but also a challenge, to see the Romantics not as dead statues, but as living fires. This has been Poetry Girls, where old poets breathe again and forgotten voices rise. Like, subscribe, and tell us, if you could invite one romantic poet to sit at your table, who would it be? See you next time.